Right now, a billion-dollar algorithm is staring directly into your brain. It is sitting there calculating and waiting for you to panic for exactly 3 seconds. That is all it needs, 3 seconds of pure, unfiltered panic. It is not an accident that your favorite brands drop those limited edition items that vanish after 24 hours. It is a psychological trap. It is designed perfectly to bypass your logic and go straight for your wallet. But today, we are going to smash that trap together. We'll break down the exact science of how they make you broke and how you can flip the script completely. By the way, we'll break down the 4 rules of this game, and rule number 3 is the absolute craziest. It is the exact reason why you buy things you hate just because other people want them. And at the very end of our chat, I'll share 3 practical daily exercises to completely immunize your brain against these traps forever. But first, let me confess something incredibly embarrassing. I'm not some super immune genius. I used to be the biggest sucker for this. A few years ago, I saw an ad for these limited edition neon green sneakers. The website had a massive digital clock ticking down. It said 12 minutes left, then they're gone forever. I didn't even like neon green. I usually wear black shoes. But my heart started racing. I felt this sudden, overwhelming panic. I grabbed my credit card, typing so fast I broke a fingernail. I bought them. $200 gone. When the box arrived, I put them on, looked in the mirror, and realized I looked like a walking glow stick. It was ridiculous. I wore them exactly once, got laughed at by a teenager at a coffee shop, and hid them in my closet forever. $200 for a pair of shoes that made me look like a traffic cone. Why? Because I let a digital clock do the thinking for me. Here's what actually happened inside my head and what happens inside yours every single day. Let's decode the brain. Your brain is incredibly lazy. It hates burning calories to think deeply, so it uses mental shortcuts to make fast decisions. One of the biggest shortcuts is simple. If it's rare, it must be valuable. When a brand puts a 24-hour countdown clock on a website, they're effectively cutting off your logical thinking time. They force you to use that mental shortcut. Your brain stops asking, "Do I need this?" Instead, it screams, "Buy it now or lose forever." You see, humans naturally crave what they cannot have. If a product is available forever, you tell yourself you'll buy it tomorrow. But when it disappears in 24 hours, your brain stops treating it like a shopping trip. It starts treating it like a survival situation. Your logical brain goes completely numb. Your emotional brain takes over, driven by pure fear. You're not making a financial decision anymore. You're fighting to not get left behind by the rest of the tribe. We all have this deep, ancient desire to prove our status in the group. Owning something that everyone else wants but cannot have is the fastest way to feel important. Brands know this. They create artificial scarcity. They limit the supply on purpose. When they do that, the item transforms. It stops being just a product. It becomes a badge of honor. It becomes a trophy that says, "I'm faster, better, and more exclusive than you." To make this trap work, brands follow very specific, very strict rules. They manufacture this scarcity from thin air. Rule number 1 is that scarcity is created, never natural. To make people crave something, you must limit it on purpose. Even if a factory can easily produce 1 million t-shirts, the brand will only release 100. They intentionally starve the market to create hunger. Rule number 2 is simple. No deadline, no action. If there's no 24-hour cutoff, you'll always say you'll think about it tomorrow, and tomorrow means never. The shorter the time window, the fuzzier your logic becomes. Rule number 3 is the one that completely destroys our common sense. Visible social proof. The panic only truly kicks in when you see other people fighting for it. You need to see the long lines stretching around the block. You need to see that digital text flashing, "5 people are looking at this item right now," or watching the sold out sign pop up every few seconds. Your fear of missing out hits its absolute peak when you see someone else moving ahead of you. Rule number 4 is all about rewards and punishments. If you buy within the 24 hours, you get the prize. You get a special discount, a limited gift, or a unique serial number on your product. But if you're late by even 1 second, you get punished. The opportunity vanishes forever. But here's the fascinating part. Many amateur businesses try to copy this and fail miserably. Because creating a real psychological trap is harder than it looks. They make 3 massive mistakes. The first mistake is thinking that just yelling "limited" will make people buy. The truth is, scarcity only works when demand is way higher than supply. If nobody wants a product, if it doesn't solve a real problem or carry any cool factor, limiting it to 1 piece doesn't matter. Nobody cares. The desire must exist first. Scarcity only amplifies what people already want. You can't skip the desire part. The second mistake is abusing fake urgency over and over again. We see this all the time. A website says, "Sale ends in 2 hours." Then you check back next week and the exact same sale is still running with the exact same clock. Customers aren't stupid. They get fooled once and then their trust is completely destroyed. True urgency requires discipline. If a brand says the doors close at midnight, they must close them. No exceptions. If you break your own rules, the magic spell is broken forever. The third mistake is focusing on the product features instead of the emotion. People don't buy a limited edition item because the material is 10 times better. They buy it for the rush. They buy it for the pride of ownership, the feeling of exclusivity, and the peace of mind that comes with being inside the circle. Amateurs spend all their time advertising the fabric and the technical specifications. Masters sell the feeling of being one of the chosen few. So how do we stop being the victims of these billion-dollar algorithms? How do we take our power back? We have to train our minds, starting today. Here are 3 simple daily exercises you can start doing right now. First, you need to start dissecting the psychological traps around you. Every single day, when you're scrolling through social media, you'll see a flash sale, you'll see a new sneaker drop, or an online course saying, "Only 30 seats left." Don't just scroll past. Stop for 2 minutes. Take a screenshot. Look at it like a scientist. Ask yourself, what mechanism are they using right now to trigger my panic? Am I feeling excited? Why am I feeling this way? When you name the trap, it loses its power over you. You shift from being the prey to being the observer. Second, start practicing deadline-driven design in your own life. Use this psychology to help your own productivity. When you give a task to a coworker or when you write content for yourself, stop saying, "Do this soon." Change your language entirely. Say, "We need to upload this video before 8 tonight because that is when our audience is active. If we are 15 minutes late, we lose 30% of our views." Create your own intentional time pressure to optimize your own focus and energy. Third, start building your own treasure chest of exclusivity. Start collecting stories, historical case studies, and classic examples of scarcity. Look up how companies manipulated the diamond market to make a common stone seem priceless. Look up how luxury brands make people wait years just to buy a handbag. These stories are not just interesting trivia, they are the premium fuel you need to understand human nature, build your own influence, and create content that truly grips people. The algorithms are smart, but you are smarter. The next time you see a clock ticking down, take a deep breath, count to 3, smile at the screen, because now you know exactly how the game is played.